I eat those.
All right, what's good, people? Pete from PFM Fit here, back with another video. We made a video the other day talking about balance bro training. We'll get back to that in a second, but today we're not in the Swoley Church of Iron where we normally are. We are in the Swoley Dojo of Rock Hard Fists. So that name is not official. We might not stick with that one. I just came with that on the spot. Don't hold me to it. But we do actually make hard knuckler gains in this area, punching these targets. This target's a little softer. Also, we build rock hard shins and knee bones and elbows. So, and sometimes, go for the headbutts, train some skull. But yeah, we're talking about martial arts today, if you couldn't tell, based on all the previous statements. This is the subject today. Why you should do martial arts, especially if you are already training in the gym, okay? If you're already working out, if you're already a gym bro, if you already like, lifting weights or getting stronger, getting bigger, getting leaner, martial arts is only going to make you better in that aspect. Or if you don't train at all and you don't like the idea of picking up weights for whatever reason, you're just not into that kind of thing, but you like getting punched in the face by other people and punching other people in the face, like sparring, in a controlled setting. And you also like sweating and getting your heart rate up and, maybe you don't like any of those things, but you want to learn how to fight too. That's a good reason. Martial arts is definitely for you too. If you're the untrained person, it's a great way of training, get your heart rate up, you get stronger, you learn a functional skill, but we're going to get into all that into more detail later. First thing I want to ask, before we even talk about why martial arts is good for you, why you should do it, how you should do it, what it can do for you, let's ask yourself this. This is what I first came up with when I was making my note sheet here for the video. Why do we even work out in the first place? Why do we start a fitness journey? Ask yourself that, honestly, right now. Ask yourself that. Take a minute, pause the video, whatever, ponder this for a moment. I know I pondered this a lot while I was making the notes for this video, while I was, working on the script here. Why do we work out? I got into it personally because I would get picked on and bullied, quite honestly. Like, didn't have a great time growing up in school as a kid. So I just figured, for whatever reason, get bigger, get stronger, equals you know how to fight somehow. Not really how it works, unfortunately. But the idea is there. I should have just walked into a martial arts dojo and started learning how to kick ass from day one. But we went to the gym and then eventually found martial arts. And either way, they all kind of help each other out. Point is, why do we get into the gym? Sure, maybe it's for a less intense reason, like, well, I'm a little overweight, wanted to get into shape, or, well, just wanted to improve my athletic performance on the field for my sport. And those are all good causes. Those are all noble reasons. But I also feel like there's a good percentage of people out there who got into the gym because they were unhappy with their physical capabilities. They were unhappy with the way they looked, and they were unhappy that people were pointing that out about them. They were getting picked on, they were getting bullied for whatever reasons, and they couldn't stand up for themselves. I feel like that's a main reason why a lot of people get into the gym, and it's the reason why I got into it. So that's the origin story. Enough of that. Figure out why you're getting to the gym, and then realize that if it is for any type of reason, of self-defense or stopping a bully, then yes, martial arts is for you. And if it's not for any of those reasons, well, I want to improve athletic performance, I just want to, get my cardio up, be more athletic. Okay, martial arts is still for you. It makes you more athletic. It's a good form of cardio. And also you learn to defend yourself. And if you're just the regular guy, want to stay in shape, blah, 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 just trying to lose a few pounds, okay, well, do you want to run on a treadmill or do you want to punch a bag, punch a target, kick something, spar? Like, it sounds more fun. It is more fun. Cardio sucks. So I like to do fun activities for cardio, like doing some rounds on the punching bag, like playing sports, like that, whatnot, not just running on the treadmill, whatever. But anyways, now that we've figured out the origins, now that we know why we're in the gym, what our purpose is, and why martial arts is going to benefit us, let's talk about what martial arts can do for you. Here's the main things that I think martial arts promotes and teaches people the most. The gym also teaches some of these things. Like regular lifting weights can teach you these as well. But I think martial arts has a much heavier lean on some of these things than the gym does. I think martial arts heavily encourages stretching and flexibility because I know when I got into martial arts, that's what also got me into stretching because in order to, kick higher, kick head high, like do some shit like this, boom, get your leg up, boom. I'm a little tight right now. Played soccer yesterday, had a leg day yesterday. Played soccer day before, but so don't judge the kicks too much. They're a little stiff right now. But anyways, the point is, martial arts more than weightlifting culture, gym lifting culture, I think promotes flexibility, mobility training, increasing range of motion, especially for things like doing like a split or doing like crazy stretching feats. So I don't think the gym particularly promotes that. There is a lot more these days. A lot more people are talking about, mobility and stretching and warming up and all this stuff, more than back in the day. But it's still not mainstream, I wouldn't say. But in martial arts, it's a must. Everyone stretches in martial arts. Everyone is getting more flexible. They're warming up with stretching. They're stretching after. They're stretching when they get home. They stretch before they freaking go to bed. They stretch when they wake up in the morning. Because that's the thing. Martial artists know that they are not seeking danger, but danger may be seeking them. Danger may arrive at some point, and you always need to be ready, loose, flexible, ready to go, ready to throw a kick, ready to run, ready to punch, ready to do what you got to do. So another thing that I think martial arts encourages besides stretching, that's like the main thing I think that most people don't do. And, like, oh, well, let me just go do some yoga, let me do some hot yoga, whatever, burn some calories that way. Okay, I mean, you can do that, but why would you also not want to like stretch, get more flexible, and then practice that flexibility by, kicking and punching? Like it just, very functional. The next thing I think martial arts teaches is discipline, patience, composure, all very tough mental aspects that I struggle with because I'm a very undisciplined, very impatient, short-fused, not always the most composed person, let's just say. But I think martial arts teaches you all of those things because, one, it takes discipline to get good at martial arts. Two, it takes patience to acknowledge that you're not going to get flexible enough to do a split in one stretching session. It's going to take months, years, and hours of stretching, on a weekly basis. And the composure, I think, composure, discipline, and patience in a different aspect, it teaches you that when you spar and when you are engaging in the activity itself. Because if you're undisciplined, if you're emotional, if you're angry, if you get hot-headed, you make mistakes, your heart beats faster, and your lungs get winded quicker. You waste energy essentially getting emotional rather than being composed. having the discipline to be composed, in a stressful situation, aka someone trying to punch you in the face. What could be more stressful than that besides, a gunfight or being in a burning building? I don't know. Either way, the stress, the ability to deal with stress will carry over to those things in case you ever find yourself in a gunfight or a burning building, But either way, you'll learn that composure from martial arts, or at least you can try and apply that composure from martial arts to other things. That's one thing that I think martial arts taught me, because when I would spar with my friends, or when I would spar just in general, like, you get punched once, you want to punch them back immediately, But if you do something stupid, rush in, lunge in, expose yourself, and they just punch you one time, they probably know how to punch you again, because they already figured you out once. So you need to be smart, not just jump in there, lunge in, go crazy, say, oh, I need to get revenge, throw a haymaker, do something stupid. You need to compose yourself. You need to figure out their puzzle, unlock their game, and make them expose a weakness to you. Be composed about it. That's exactly what I think, the new People's Champ, or actual world champ, Sean Strickland, did to Adesanya. Adesanya is a counter striker, but Strickland didn't really give him the opportunity to counter. He kind of just... he was patient. He was very disciplined. He took his time. He marched him down, but in a very calculated way that didn't give any stupid openings, or at least not too many. And that's what I think won him the fight. But, anyways, those are the main abilities that I think martial arts can teach you. I think it highly encourages stretching and flexibility, as well as athleticism and cardio and stamina. So those are the physical aspects you get from it. Then in terms of the mental aspect, I think it greatly teaches discipline, patience, and composure. So who doesn't want to be more of any of those things? All those abilities sound like they're going to make you a much more capable, much more, functional human being. And now, speaking of functional, this is my next point, and this is where I made a revelation a few years ago when I started martial arts, which was after I started my home gym. So we were home gymming for a while. Then we were doing home gym and martial arts. This was the revelation. What good is all this muscle on your body and all this strength, and that, my 275 bench, 385 deadlift, 315 squat, the heaviest feats I can possibly muster with all my strength? What good are they if I don't know how to use them? If I don't know how to transfer them into physical violence, if needed? Obviously, we ain't seeking the danger. We use our powers for good. But point is sure, I could strict curl like 100 pounds, my 1 rep max, whatever reason I tested that. But what is the point if, and I can, shoulder press 185 for one, but like, what is the point if that delt and arm, as well as obviously I know power comes from the hips, but let's just talk arm strength, just for the sake of the analogy here. What good is all that arm strength if I don't even know what a punch technique is, because I'm just throwing these stupid limp wrist punches, Like, first of all, technique, sure, you need the perfect technique, and you don't need to be strong to get the good technique down and to have powerful punches with good technique. But if you're already strong, if you already work out, 4 or 5 days a week or more, and you love the gym and you love the physique you've made for yourself, why not do the most functional thing that I think there is and add martial arts to your training? Turn your physically, carved out, potentially shredded, potentially beefy, bulky physique into that same physique, but also you have the ability with your, fists, elbows, knees, and feet to do immense damage to people, or anyone who may bring harm unto you. I think it is one of the most functional things, because, forget to breathe sometimes, people. I just talk paragraph after paragraph after paragraph of just spitball, ramble, of just whatever words roll off the tongue here, pretty much related to these few bullet points I got down here. Forget to breathe sometimes. Give me a sec. That's where the words don't come, because the oxygen isn't getting to my brain. But anyways, the function of this. Not only are you going to look good and have a lot of strength, you've built this physique for yourself, and let's throw some numbers out there. Oh, you bench 315, you deadlift, 500 pounds, squat 405. Like, okay, what good is that 315 bench when your back isn't against a wall and, you didn't get to tuck your lats first and the guy's not right in front of you for you to push him off of you? to give that full 315 bench power. Like, when you throw a hook, you get a lot of chest power in there too sometimes, along with that hip turn. And I just can't help but feel like my bench press power makes that a lot more powerful than if I couldn't bench what I can. Like, I don't know, pushing someone off me, pushing someone away, even when my back isn't against a wall, because you know how to plant your feet, you know how to, use a fighting stance properly. You have good footwork, you're agile, you're moving. All these things are going to turn your powerful, all your power gains from the gym, all your strength gains from the gym into a very functional, potentially life-saving skill set. That's what I'm trying to say in a very probably long-winded, well over-articulated way. Kind of lost the plot for a minute there, thinking about, the scenarios I think up in my head, thinking about what I would do, and then thinking about what I should say here that doesn't sound too asinine for people to actually want to listen to, But anyways, let's wrap things up here with my last point. Which martial art should you pick? That's up to you. Very much dealer's choice there, or player's pick, should I say, because there's a lot of martial arts, quite a lot. There's a lot of striking martial arts. There's a lot of grappling martial arts. There's a lot of primal type of martial arts that kind of just use everything. And honestly, I would say start with whatever interests you the most, and then from there, just do MMA, because whatever interests you the most is going to have its weaknesses. What interests me the most is striking. I like, let's say, Muay Thai / kickboxing. I really like the idea of like the long guarded, karate-ish type stand. Now I'm sounding stupid. Muay Thai, kickboxing, karate, like it's all one thing. It ain't. Okay, let's just say I like a bit of a karate stance. I like to keep wide, keep light on my toes, agile, ready to move and pivot and change direction. But I just love the versatility of Muay Thai, the way they incorporate elbows, spinning elbow, cheeky one of those, as well as, knees, all that good stuff. But I just like Muay Thai for that reason. But at the same time, I don't know shit about wrestling or jiu-jitsu or grappling or any of that. And that's the weakness, Sure, I could knock you out if you don't take me down to the ground and, choke me unconscious. Like, that's the thing. Learn pick whatever martial art you want to learn. If you want to fold people with, fold clothes with people still inside of them, go ahead, do some jiu-jitsu, learn to choke people out, learn to strangle them. And you don't even have to, throw a punch. You can just make them go to sleep, I mean, it's very gentle, I guess, and probably a peaceful way to go, but I kind of like the more brutanic bludgeoning style of, punching the bag, throwing some punches, learning how to turn my very powerful soccer legs into absolute clubs to just freaking brutalize people with kicks. But either way, the martial art doesn't matter. The martial arts in general is what matters, because either way, if you know how to defend yourself, if you know how to, stand up for yourself, and if you have the confidence walking tall, knowing that you have these abilities, I don't walk around looking to kick anybody's ass. But if someone, for whatever reason, is trying to kick my ass, well, I'm not just going to let them kick my ass. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to try and do something about it, whether it's, kick their ass or run away because they're bigger than me. Who knows? You just got to do. But the point is you walk around, you walk tall, knowing that you have the ability to deal with the situation, whether it is the speed and cardio to run away. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Multiple attackers, bigger guys, who knows? Or you have the physical combat skills to actually, neutralize the threat, let's say. That is what I think is the most important part. And I think if you're a gym bro already, this is just an insanely functional way to easily sneak in cardio, help lean you down a little bit more, help improve your, longevity here, let's say, and your heartbeat, your heart rate, resting heart rate. Because a lot of gym bros don't like to do cardio. I'm one of them. I only do my cardio through sports and whatnot and athletics, but martial arts is a good sport, good for cardio, good for becoming athletic, which is something that a lot of us forget about. We get into the gym, we become lunky and slow and flexible. That doesn't have to be the case. I love guys like Juji Mufu and stuff because they're like the proof that you can be both. You can be a 250-pound, super lean, jacked, huge, strong bodybuilder. Sure, he's on gear, but either way. And you can still be athletic. You can still do a backflip. You can still do martial arts. You can still do a split. You can do these crazy flexible feats and not be, or while still kind of being a total lunk, you know, but he's not an inflexible lunk. He's a very athletic lunk, you know, which is like a balance bro. You know, that's like my training philosophy. To bring it back to the balance bro, one of the disciplines of the balance bro training on the last video I posted, if you guys have seen that, was the survival aspect. And survival doesn't just mean, you know, knowing how to, you know, smash two rocks together or rub two sticks together and make a fire when it's cold or wet. You know, survival also means self-preservation. It means self-defense, you know, protecting yourself from any kind of hostile threat, you know. So that's where I think martial arts comes in again. And not only martial arts with your hands and feet, but martial arts of, you know, any kind of weapon. You know, I train with a lot of different martial arty handheld weapons, like a bow staff, a wooden cane, you know, lightsaber, nunchucks, you friggin' name it for handheld stuff. Sword, you know, lightsaber, sword, same thing. But another thing, firearms, you know. If you live in America, I highly encourage you to exercise your Second Amendment rights, you know, as well as having good cardio, being strong, knowing how to carry yourself, and use your hands and feet as weapons when you can't, you know, carry a firearm with you, per se, and just being ready for anything, you know. I think the main takeaways from martial arts is that you walk a lot taller, you're a lot more confident, and you build a lot of trust in yourself, you know. The gym that makes you confident too. You look in the mirror, you look good. Oh, I love my physique. You know, the muscles look good. When I get the pump and the lighting right, everything looks so good, and I'm happy. But when you're walking in a sketchy neighborhood, there's no pump lighting, there's no mirrors, nothing good about yourself, and you got to walk down some sketchy neighborhood, some sketchy alleyway, and there's some, you know, some guys who don't look too friendly. Well, if you walk by them with an immense amount of confidence and, you know, you walk with conviction, they're probably not going to bother you because they know that's going to be a tough, you know, that's a tough order. That's a tall order to deal with, because people can tell, criminals can tell, you know, they're very weak and prey-like predators. You know, it's like hyenas. They only attack in packs, and they only like to attack wounded or already dead scavenged animals. You know, or if they're going to attack a lion, they'll attack the smallest female lion when she's alone from the pack hunting. You know, or when she's protecting her cubs. It's scum. It's the bottom of the bottom type of people. They won't go after tall, confident, you know, people who are going to give them a tougher time. They won't go after the alpha lion. They won't go after the king of the jungle. And if you can walk around with that kind of attitude, you know, while also having the real physical ability to back it up, the real strength to overpower them, and potentially the firepower and weaponry on your person to dispel any other weaponry they may have to equalize that situation, you're very much unstoppable and unkillable. In a very mortal sense, you know. Sure, stupid things could happen, but you're ready for deterring real, actual potential threats. That's the main reasons why I think you guys should do martial arts. I think it's just functional. I think it helps you be flexible. I think it could save your life. So that's going to do it for today's video, people. It's been your boy Pete from PFM Fit. If you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe for more. Also, let me know in the comments how you found my channel, because I'm very curious to know about that. So yeah, anyways, peace, guys. See you.